And now, discussing the collapse of the traditional centre of British politics, let's hear from a leading environmental campaigner who has in the past been an important donor to Labour, Dale Vince, founder of Ecotricity. Dale, thank you very much indeed for joining me tonight. I have one overwhelming question for you, really, which is after the success of the Greens in Denton and Gorton, whether you are considering switching your support from Labour to them.
Evening, Andrew. Anyway, good to be back on the show. That question has been overwhelmingly since the election result. Actually, I've been asked by everybody the same question. I can understand why, but my answer is no. My position hasn't changed. I still think that Labour have got a job to do, got a massive mandate, got a manifesto to deliver, and I want Keir Starmer to get on and do it.
So you would think that the differences between the party, whether it's over open borders or NATO or drugs or whatever, still incline you more towards Keir Starmer's party than Zach Polanski's?
Well, it's not that so much. I mean, I haven't given a lot of thought to that. I think legalizing all drugs is a problematic, broad sweep statement to make. I think it has to be much more nuanced than that. We should legalize some. We should end the war on drugs. It isn't working. That's one thing. Open borders, no, I'm not a fan of that. NATO itself, NATO isn't what it used to be, so that's a nuanced kind of discussion as well. But it's not that at all. Labour simply has a massive mandate, perhaps one of the biggest in my lifetime, only 18 months ago, and a manifesto, made some progress on it, but there's a lot more to do. I just don't think that any of the recent scandals or the by-election result are a reason for Keir Starmer to stand down.
And indeed, today we saw him standing up to President Trump in a fairly ballsy way. We know that one of the big sort of underlying arguments and tussles going on at the moment is the Americans trying to put huge pressure on the Labour government to change its policy on net zero and start drilling for oil and gas again, and threatening that if that doesn't happen, if energy prices remain high in the UK, we simply won't have any part of the AI bonanza and all those data centres and the rest of it. In your mind, is that the great sort of tussle going on?
Well, I think one thing I'd say is that it's great to have a prime minister that actually stands up to the Americans. I'm not sure, again, in my lifetime I've ever seen that happen. And the last time we were bullied into a war, it was the Iraq war, and we killed 500,000 Iraqis for weapons that didn't exist. This war's no different. Keir Starmer's doing precisely the right thing. Trump likes to threaten all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure we want American data centers in here any more than we want American tech dominating our lives. America cannot be trusted. They've shown it since Trump got re-elected. They switch off the financial system. There are problems with Microsoft for UN rapporteurs that get on the wrong side of Trump. This American tech has woven itself into our lives. And I think Europe needs to break away from America, develop its own software, its own data centers, its own hardware, military hardware included, because we can't trust America anymore. And we can see that very clearly.
You strike me as a guy who knows what he thinks, Dale. In that context, what do you think Labour got wrong in Manchester in that by-election? What is the message that's not getting through, and how can they improve it?
Well, I think Labour have done some good things, but haven't communicated them very well. I think the right-wing press are very effective at communicating the bad things, the missteps, the U-turns and that kind of stuff. But I think overwhelmingly, my view is that after 14 years of Tory rule, a lot of which was disastrous, the public gave a massive majority to Keir Starmer because they want to change, big, bold change. And we didn't get it. And I think most people in our country are disappointed. And these are protest votes. The two by-elections, every poll you see is a protest vote. That's why Reform, really rather improbably, are riding so high. The Greens are riding so high as well. People in the country are just like registering a protest. They want to see more. So I think Keir Starmer's job and his opportunity is to get on and do that.
So it's delivery more than it's rhetoric.
Yeah, but delivery has to come with better comms. There are good things that have been done. They aren't being talked about. There are good things that are coming. They aren't being talked about. The things that haven't been done that I think should include reforming the energy system. If we propose 3 reforms for that, we could halve electricity bills. And I think also we should ban political donations to make sure our politics is clean and appears to be clean. But right now, just coming back to energy, gas prices have taken off because of this conflict. Just a few years ago, it happened with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Our bills quadrupled because of a thing called the link between the price of gas and the price of green energy. We must break that link, or within a few more months, we might be facing tripling energy bills once more. And last time it cost the country £50 billion. We shouldn't allow it to happen again.
And I've seen, I think today, the liquid gas price has risen for the 3-month delivery 50%. And I think 20% for the short term. We've seen oil going up 19-20%. So we are heading for another energy price crisis if something isn't done.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right. And it impacts our electricity bills. It puts up the price even improbably, and your listeners will find this hard to believe, but it puts up the price of the wind and the sun, energy made in our own country, because we have the link. We let the global price of gas set the price of wind energy and solar energy that we make here in our own country. And that's why we're so exposed to global fossil markets.
Dale Vince, thank you very much indeed. As ever, really, really interesting to talk to you. Good luck. Thank you so much.